Godzilla has appeared. Man your station, attack for scramble. Missiles deployed, stand by for attack. Man your engines, defend the city. Godzilla 2, War of Monsters. Godzilla. Gojira in original Japanese, I believe. So this is a strategy game from NES era, though one of the only and possibly the only strategy game that I got to play myself back in the day, 2 decades ago, actually almost. So I'm really looking fondly to it and to play it again. I actually never played it on emulators or anything like that since then. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to go through this nostalgia trip and play through this game again. As you can see, we have a chapter select here. Technically, there's like a kind of a story here, and each of the chapters actually increase in difficulty from 1 to 12. But at the same time, there's no progression or anything. It's just 12 standalone chapters that you can play in any order really that you want. Like it is actually recommended to play through them in this order from 1 to 12. But yeah, there's nothing stopping you from jumping right into chapter 12 if you really want to. But we're gonna play from 1 to 12 to actually see how the game evolves from that point on, since you are introduced to new monsters, new units from 1 to 12. So I think the game would actually benefit from actually forcing you to go through the chapters one by one, at least in the first playthrough. And then maybe once you complete all of them, unlock like a New Game Plus or whatever, when you can actually pick whichever chapter you want. So yeah, we're gonna jump into the first chapter called Resurrection of Godzilla. Resurrection of Godzilla. Godzilla and Baragon appear, defend the nuclear power plant. Oh. Haha. Oh, I miss this music so much. Well, it's the only theme that's going to accompany us throughout the entire game. So I'm glad it's good, and I'm glad it is actually an earworm and a pleasant one to boot. So that's good. Okay, so as you can see, it's a strategy game. So we have a map, we have units, and we have enemies to deal with. So what's different about this game is that it's an actual strategy, as in you have a limited amount of resources because you are not the number of units you can use in a chapter is finite, and you have monsters to kill. So basically you have to use your units strategically to make sure you can actually defeat the monsters before you run out of them. And that's really all there is to the game, really. There's an element of actually buying units from bases like this one, but in the first chapter, since it's a first chapter, it's an introduction to the game, you just get all the units all at once at the beginning of the chapter, and you cannot really deploy more outside of a few. Like here we have atomic bomb, which is I'm not really sure why this unit is there, because all it does is that once you deploy it and use it, yeah, if you use an atomic bomb, everything goes to hell and you just lose the chapter, so that's kind of weird. And here I believe we can buy a destroyer, which is like a unique weapon to this chapter that I think if you can put into water, it can kill Godzilla very quickly. But it's a pain in the ass because it's very slow, so you have to use a trailer to transport it. So yeah, it's a lot of hassle to do that. However, we can buy a radar car, which we're gonna do. And by the way, buying is simply you just wait a turn, or sometimes more. If there's more turn to wait, like here, it's gonna say 5. So this takes 5 turns to deploy, and there's no currency nor anything. So in later chapters, we're gonna have to actually deploy our units from bases, and each base will have like a limit, predefined limit number of units in them. So all it will amount to, or like a little bit of a strategic element that will be added to the game, is that we will have to decide in which order we actually want to deploy the units. But yeah, but we will leave worrying for that later. So yeah, so our objective is simple. Kill the monsters Godzilla and later on Baragon. And we lose if they actually get to the nuclear plant. Or I believe if they destroy too many cities. And like buildings in general. So we're just gonna go ahead and start moving our units towards Godzilla. Moving can be a little bit awkward in this game, since you move units in real time, so to speak. You can of course cancel at any time, but it can get a little bit annoying at times, and units cannot pass each other as well. So the way how you actually move units is important, because you don't want to block yourself. Just gonna move everybody towards Godzilla. Like, since those are technically all of my units, I'm not gonna get many more. I'll need to make sure I'll have enough left over to actually defeat the other monster, Baragon. Which is weaker of the two. Like, it's probably the weakest monster in the game. But it can be very annoying because the gimmick that he has going for him is that he can actually go underground and become invisible, which is kind of annoying. Okay, we have a radar car, which is basically what we use to find Baragon. Like because he has a search function, and can actually do more things, but that's gonna come in later chapters. Yeah, but for now we're just gonna continue moving towards Godzilla. So one of the basics of actually fighting monsters in this game is that monsters actually regen health every turn. So, and your units don't. So basically what you want to do is, in order to minimize your losses, because like units will get killed all the time when fighting with monsters, is that you need to swarm them. So you need to make sure you kill them in as few turns as possible. So before you actually engage them, you want to make sure you have a decent amount of units nearby to make sure you can actually kill them off with those units. Because if you don't, then the monster will just regen all its health back, and you'll be in big trouble. Actually, I don't want this fighter nearby. And also for that same reason, you actually want to start attacking the monster with your strongest units first, to maximize the damage that you can actually deal in a turn or 2 turns. And then leave your remaining cannon fodder actually for later turns. Okay, cool. All our units are done. Passing it to the monsters. And Godzilla's not very interesting in attacking so far, but we are close enough. Oh, and there's Baragon. Yep. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep my radar car somewhere nearby. He will probably go and destroy this laboratory, but we don't care. I'm just gonna keep the radar car somewhere close. I'm gonna purchase the trailer, if anything, just to use it as a shield to slow him down. And oh yeah, and there's one more aspect of the game. You have scientists, which gives you tips about the chapter. So let's see. We have Dr. Serizawa. Activate the destroyer in water and you will be able to defeat Godzilla within a 5-block radius. Yep, so that's basically how they kinda give you like a safety card in case you lose too many units to Godzilla and are not able to kill him, or decide to go for Baragon first. Dr. Wagner, if you load the A-bomb onto a trailer, you can allure Godzilla to your direction. Oh, okay, so Godzilla actually follows the atomic bomb, so that's why it's there. But it's still kind of annoying that they give you the option to actually deploy it and just get a game over. And Dr. Dickens. Baragon can move underground. You can track Baragon with the mobile radar. Yep. Yeah, so they basically give you clues on how to solve the chapter and how the monsters work in the game. And I think that's really it. Yeah, we can check the status of our units. We can switch on and off the music, and that's really it. As for our units, they have stats like LP, DP, MP. MP is movement points, DP is defense points, LP is, I think, like attack points. I'm not sure what L stands for, to be honest. But yeah, I don't really pay much attention to this. Like when I was playing this game, I was playing it like when I was like 10 or 11 or something like that. So I didn't really understand much what's going on. So I basically know, I just know that some units are better or worse and stuff like that. I don't really know exactly how the stats compare to each other. All right, let's see the battle. So this is the battle screen. As you can see, there's a little bit of roulette going on there. It's basically how the battle system works. Like units have their 3 different attacks. Like you have a gun, missile, and bomb. From what I understand, bomb seems to work better towards ground units, which kind of makes sense, right? And then once you choose your method of attack, your unit attack first if it initiated the attack, and then the monster attacks back, and that's it. There's no like double attack or anything like that. And then there's this. So, yep, we do a little bit of roulette, and then it somehow influences the outcome of the fight. Nobody really knows how it works. Obviously, it's good to get all 3 of the same. That like usually translates into much more damage. Not always, but yeah. So the combat is kind of random. You just kind of at some point you just kind of learn. Yeah, it's a mess, or you can miss actually, and I'm not quite known how it works exactly, but yeah, like I was about to say, at some point you just kind of learn like that some units are better than the others versus some monsters, and you just go on a hunch. Okay, we dealt some damage to the monster. Oh, and monsters also have different attacks. They use them seemingly randomly, and I don't really remember if some of the attacks are stronger versus some of your units and stuff like that. So, oh, almost there, almost 3. Sadly we missed, so we didn't deal too much damage, and we can only attack on adjacent squares. We cannot attack diagonally, sadly. So yeah, so we just have to make sure we have a good amount of units nearby, because we didn't deal too much damage this turn, so Godzilla is gonna regenerate most of that. Because I think like one of the big things for Godzilla is that she actually regenerates a lot of health each turn. So well, let's hope we do better next time. But I think, all things considered, that possibly those units should be good enough to take her down. So I think I'm just gonna start moving with the others towards Paragon to save some time moving later. Ba, 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 okay. Yeah, Godzilla's obviously going to attack back now. Let's use the missile. I think like the basic weapons, like the gun, are more accurate than the stronger weapons, quote unquote. They always felt more accurate, but yeah, obviously they deal much less damage. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use this as a bait, possibly, for Bargain. I'm gonna keep Rudder Card close by, but not too close, so it doesn't get destroyed. And just continue whacking on Godzilla. Yeah, so this attacker is going to be destroyed this turn. Unless Godzilla misses somehow. Let's see. Oh, she actually didn't regen that much. Okay, that's good. Although I have yet to deal any significant damage. To be fair, okay. Let's hope for some more damage this time. Well, it's not going too great for us. Still very little damage. I'm actually doing really bad here, to be fair. Come on, give me some more damage. There are two colors of. Oh, nice. That is what I call a good damage. There are two colors of those symbols there. There are red and blue ones, and one color seems to favor your units, while the other color seems to favor the monsters. But it's really hard to tell which is which, and actually what the symbol means and stuff like that. I never figured those out, even though I played this game so much when I was younger. All I really ever figured out is if you get 3 of the same, it's generally good. Sometimes it wasn't, to my surprise, but generally it means that, yeah, you're just gonna do like a shit ton of damage. And yeah, no, of course, the first chapter is very basic, only 2 monsters. All your units are already deployed, so there's not much going on. You can do the whole gimmick with the luring Godzilla with the atomic bomb and then using the destroyer, but that's just not worth the hassle. You do have more than enough units actually to take care of both monsters easily, unless you get really unlucky, of course. Okay, Baragon went underground, so we'll have to look for him. But before that, let's keep fighting with Godzilla. Well, as you can see this turn, he actually regened quite a lot, or she? I think she regened quite a lot of health. But if we get a little bit lucky, maybe we can actually finish her off this turn. Let's make sure we actually attack her from all sides at all times. Okay, some decent damage. Nice, and she missed. Okay, last attack of this brave missile car, I guess. Could have been better. So yeah, I don't think we'll be able to kill Godzilla this turn. So hopefully the next turn is going to be the deciding one. Okay, let's see if the red ones are actually going to be in our favor. Well, they were, so maybe red ones is actually damage. Ouch, yeah, I think red ones is actually damage, and maybe they work on both ends. Yeah, I'll try to pay attention to it and see how those symbols compare to each other. Blue seems to be kind of accuracy and stuff like that, but I do have experience of actually missing with a lot of blue ones, so maybe blue is actually bad. Okay, I need one more hit to actually finish Godzilla off, and I lose actually quite a lot of units to her this time around. Okay, hopefully that's gonna be it. Nice. Well, bye-bye Godzilla. Okay, so now we have Bargon to deal with, and he can be very annoying because he will sometimes just go underground, heal a bunch because he obviously heals more when he's underground, and then you have to fight him all over again unless you get a little bit lucky with your radar car and actually find him right away. But other than that, he's not too strong, much less health than Godzilla, less damage, less attacks. It's just a burrowing that can be quite annoying at times. See if I can find him. Can use the search action once a turn. Okay, there he is. Let's see if I can bait him attacking like the... well, he'll just do nothing. Yeah, like the eye of the monsters is not really there, to be fair. Like, they rarely move their maximum movement speed. And they generally just move towards the objects they can destroy, and if any units are nearby, they may attack them. Or if they're surrounded, then yeah, they will definitely attack. That's really all there is to it. Yeah, I'm not gonna attack him unnecessarily. That damage would just go to waste. Yeah, he's just gonna hide again. It's not the best place to fight him, to be fair. But I'd rather just keep track of him. Okay, I think I can actually start fighting him here. Not the best of places, but I can still like attack him from all 4 sides. Or next turn, I guess. I just need to get closer with my flying units to be able to attack him from the mountains as well. And yeah, like I said, Baragon tends to be like the weakest of the bunch, so I shouldn't need nearly as many units as I needed for Godzilla. So probably I'm gonna be done with all I need is the units I already have there, but I'm just gonna keep moving the the reminders here just in case. Okay. Okay, you can have that one, we don't care. Well, first appearance of the fighter. Just like a fast unit, but generally doesn't deal much damage, since it doesn't have the bomb attack, only the missile attack. Okay, I want to move behind him, and I think I should have enough movement speed for that, yep. To make sure I can leave the space open for my land units. Kind of felt that's gonna be a mess. But he missed as well, so there is that. Okay, let's move away with this thing, so it doesn't be in the way. Cool. Yeah, that's the first appearance of a tank. I think tanks in general, because they kind of shoot upwards, are better towards against like flying units. Oh, almost 3 there, or like I guess like big monsters rather. Oh wow, never mind. He actually did a shit ton of damage there for some reason. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, the fights tend to be like really random in this game. So you really all you have is just a general idea or hunch which units are stronger. And which are weaker and stuff like that, and just follow that hunch and try our best. Ah, Jesus, I'm really going through that bargain really, really fast. It'd be actually kind of funny if I kill him right now. Yeah, I think when he's low on health, he'll almost always go underground. So I'll have to be quick at finding him. Okay, he's almost dead. So I think he'll definitely go underground this turn. Okay, let me just keep those close. And I should not need anyone else. I'm just not gonna bother moving them. Oh no, he actually attacks. Okay, then that should be it for him. Alright, let's take care of this guy and finish the first chapter. Easy peasy. Sadly, we didn't get any of that 3 symbols. But we deal decent damage even without that. Yep. And as you can see, we can actually damage the other stats of the monster, like the defense points and the movement points and stuff like that. But generally, we don't really care too much about this. We just want to get through the HP bar as soon as possible. Almost there. Almost there. Some invisible HP left. Maybe we can finish him off with a fighter. We're just gonna use a gun here, because it always seemed to be the most accurate of all attacks. Yep, that was all it took. We've done it! We have wiped out all the monsters. Yep, that was the chapter. So yeah, very basic. The gameplay itself is not that complicated as well, but it gets a little bit more interesting in later chapters when we are introduced to more units, more monsters, a few more gimmicks, and a few more mechanics here and there. But generally, the gameplay stays kind of like this. Yeah, it's a lot of kind of randomness, but yeah, I guess it's like, even though it's simple, for me back then it was like, wow, a strategy game on the NES. And it was very entertaining regardless, so I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of the chapters. But for now, we're done with this one. I'm gonna see you in the next one sometime soon. Bye bye. Oh, and before I go, yeah, there's one more screen when Godzilla sits surrendering and saying that you won. So yeah, there's that. Okay, this time for reals. Bye bye.